30 years ago, Dennis has just been honorably discharged from the United States Navy. He has served our country, he's now entered into civilian life, he's moved home, and he now needs to find a job. There are about 8 manufacturing businesses in town, major ones. He figures my skills will match up well in manufacturing, so that's it, I'm going to work in manufacturing. Keep in mind, it is 30 years ago. We have an internet, but we don't have Glassdoor, we don't have Indeed. How can Dennis, who's been on a ship for all these years, figure out where's the best place for him to work? Eventually he comes up with a strategy. And I'm going to tell you that strategy in just a moment. But I realize we got to take this strategy up a notch. So I'm going to need your help with some sound effects. Remember before we divided the room into side A and side B? We're not doing the clapping thing. That comes a little later. We're going to do a sound effect thing. So side A. There are going to come a few times where I am going to cue you in the story, and I want you to say the words vroom, vroom. Like a car. Yes, excellent, excellent. So let's practice that. 3, 2, 1. I like that. Okay. Hold the thought. Okay, side B, what could we have you do? There will come a few times in this story where you will say the words sip, sip, as if Dennis was taking a sip of something. So we will practice that together in 3, 2, 1. Sip, sip. All right, I think we've got this. And I will be doing my own little sound. Want to get in on the fun. So periodically, I will be going, Okay, so we all have our parts. We're going to start this story. I will make a definite cue to your side when it's time to go, because I know I talk way too much with my hands and I don't want to be faking everybody out. So, one day, Dennis goes out to his car. He is not dressed up. He does not have any resumes. He does not have any appointments. But he has decided on this day, I am going to figure out where I am going to work. He only has 2 things. He has a map of the 8 locations that he wants to check out, and he has a 2-liter bottle of, we'll call it root beer. Dennis gets in his car. He drives to the first place. He parks the car across the street. He grabs the root beer. He looks around, notices something. Then he drives to the next place. He parks the car across the street. He grabs the root beer. He looks around, notices something. Drives to the next place. Root beer. Okay, by the end of the day, Dennis has gone to all 8 locations, and by that time, he knows for sure where he is going to work. He saw something that convinced him, this is the place where I want to go. What did Dennis see? Well, that was one thing. And keep in mind, he didn't talk to anyone, he didn't get an application. Went to the bathroom a couple times. But Dennis was looking at the quality of cars in the employee parking lots. He wasn't just looking at the boss's car, he was looking at all the cars there. Because he figured the place that had the best cars was probably a place that was paying employees well and a place that was successful. That was the basis of a 30-year decision. Now, why I say this is, I am a huge fan of marketing. I am a huge fan of branding and slogans and all that stuff. But sometimes people will judge you based on something you haven't considered. So it's good to sometimes step back and look at things with that outsider perspective. And there have been those businesses, not in Maryland, other places, where they've got the logo and the branding, but their parking lot looks like a place where fast food wrappers go to die. And that sends a message to people. Or when you talk to their customer service reps, they seem a little antagonistic. That sends a message. So sometimes the thing that people are looking at is not necessarily the thing that you consider. When you face a challenge or some sort of unexpected change, does innovation just kind of go away? Is it really tempting in that moment to say, oh, We can't do it. We've tried it before. It would never work. Never, no. What if it could? What if in those moments we were cheating ourselves of our potential? Because I believe that every day we have the capability to do some amazing things, and it can happen in the most ordinary of places, like a busy airport on a Tuesday night. It may not surprise you that I was in one such airport a few years ago. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a flight at 6:15. I'm coming home from a speaking engagement. I'm feeling good. Get through TSA, no problems. And then I feel that vibration. Oh, it's my phone. Oh, it's the airline app. Oh, my flight's been delayed by over 4 hours. Okay, this is really frustrating, but then I remember you're the frustration is a choice guy. So what can we do to find a positive way to get through this? That was on the route. And as truth would be told, I did say, we're going to walk around the airport, enjoy all that it has to offer. And then I say, oh, and they have a food court and a Cinnabon. Might check that out. So after several thousand calories of stress eating, I decide it's time to go to the gate. So I walk to gate 29A, and I see my fellow passengers. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening, and they look defeated. They have the looks of people who believe this flight is going to be canceled, and we are going to be flying standby tomorrow. And I found out why. The weather at the airport, it's fine. But in other parts of the country, it's been stormy and nasty and a lot of delays. At this point, our flight has two problems. We do not have a plane, and we do not have a crew. Otherwise, we still have a flight in theory, but it's not looking good. Eventually, just before 11 o'clock, the gate agent comes on with an announcement. I have to admit, it starts off a little rough. She goes, "We can't promise anything." Now, when I hear words like that, I think of when I was in a relationship with someone, and moments before they were going to break up with me, they would say something like, "Oh, it's not you, it's me." You know, a phrase you never want to hear. We can't promise anything, but it gets better, because she goes, in about 10 minutes, a plane is going to arrive. And in about 15 minutes, a crew will come that can fly on that plane. Okay, this is sounding good, but then she goes, but there's a catch. This crew has been flying all day, and they are really close to going over the number of hours they are allowed to work. If it looks like your flight is going to put them over that number, we cancel the flight and you all fly standby tomorrow. There's a chance this flight will happen, but we need you to board the plane in a very different way. Tonight only, we will not care about your mileage status. We will not care about your boarding zone. No, not tonight. We just need you to get on that plane as quickly as possible, and there's a chance this flight will happen. You have never seen 150 strangers become so united around a goal. It was like we were in a trance because we got in that line. We were silent. We walked on the plane. We found our seats. We sat down, and you're just waiting. And then the answer came if you were looking out the window, because you noticed that we were going backwards. And backwards was good, because backwards meant that this flight had left the gate, and moments later, we were soaring into the sky. Some people cheered. I was trying to play it cool, but on the inside, yes. A few minutes later, the flight attendant makes an announcement, and she is laughing. She goes, "We have never seen people board a plane that quickly. And just so you know, we were 9 minutes away from being canceled." 9 minutes! That's nothing in airline time. That is 3 people playing luggage Tetris in the overhead bins. 9 minutes. But we had done something that most in the airline industry would have said was impossible. But someone was smart enough to say, what if? What if we could get these people on the plane a little faster? It would save everyone money and frustration, so why don't we give it a shot? What can help you the next time you find yourself in some sort of situation where you need to make a fast change? Maybe an outdoor event suddenly has to be moved indoor, something where a quick change needs to be made. 3-step process. Step 1, you gotta tell people what it is you need them to do, what's been going on. Some leaders don't like to do this because they never like to admit weakness or a challenge, but if people don't know, they won't make a quick change. Next thing, you got to tell them what are the stakes involved. What's at risk? For us on the plane, it was easy. If we don't get on fast enough, the flight is canceled, we're flying standby tomorrow. Easy to understand. Often I think of it like this. What is the thing that people don't want to hear, but need to hear? Doctors do this all the time when they say, if you don't make this change, this bad thing is going to happen. Final thing, you got to give people clear instructions. Can't be vague here. Can't say, oh, they'll figure it out. No. You got to tell people exactly what it is you need them to do. Otherwise, they'll freelance, they'll try to do something different. It just won't work. Trust me, every day, people are doing amazing things because they have the courage to step back and say, what if? When they are full of doubt, when they don't believe it's possible. If a group of 150 tired travelers can do something that many in the airline industry would say is impossible, then just think what you can do. Cheers. Thank you. All right. What's missing in a lot of organizations? I think we sometimes see the top companies and it just seems like everything comes easy for them. They're able to make quick changes, people get along. It's like they have an extra gear. I believe there's a shared value in these successful organizations, and that shared value is trust. Trust is one of those things that touches our lives in a whole lot of different ways. We trust a doctor will make us feel better, a teacher will help us learn, a coach will bring talent out of us that maybe we didn't think was even there. Trust is important. What's the level of trust in your organizations? And could it be a little better? I used to think I knew everything about trust, and then I walked into the world of professional ballet, and I found out that there was a whole new level. And I'm going to share that level with you in a dance lesson in trust, where I will be demonstrating a ballet move. It is from a dance called a pas de deux. That's a fancy ballet way of saying a dance that is between two people, typically a man and a woman. It only lasts for a few seconds, but it can tell you everything you need to know about trust. Now, in this demonstration, playing both parts, let me set the stage here. I am right here, the female dancer. Over there is my partner further across the stage. Okay. Keep in mind, not a professional, but we'll do our best. Okay. So, the ballerina will start to run across the stage. She will then jump high into the air. She is going to glide effortlessly through the air. And then she will fall back into her partner's waiting arms. He will catch her, bring her down to the ground, and they will continue dancing. When this move is executed slightly better than what you just saw, it will take your breath away, because it's all about trust. And here's why. For that ballerina, she has to jump as high as she can, as gracefully as she can. This takes a tremendous amount of body control and concentration. Do you know in this moment, what can't she be thinking about? The landing. If she thinks about the landing, the move does not work. And it's much the same for her partner. He's got to be 100% locked in, ready to catch her. It's a moment that I call, I've got you. In this moment, he can't be texting. He can't be questioning her skill as a dancer. No. He's got to be 100% ready. And for her too. She can't be saying, is he going to catch me? Am I going to look silly? Am I going to become a meme? No. If anything happens, the move does not work. Two people have to trust each other. I've got you. So often I ask companies again, what's the level of trust in your organization, and could it be better? When there's that moment when some sort of big change needs to come at the last minute like we were talking about, do you get the sense that people are running up to you saying, how can I help? What can I do? Or do you have the sense that some of them are like, how can I get out of this? And sometimes we've had that situation where we need someone to get us something, some information maybe we need for a report, and you keep asking, hey, you said you'd get it to me by Wednesday, and Wednesday goes by and you haven't heard anything. Well, I'm not going to trust that person. No way. They burned me. And sometimes in organizations, we get so fixated on being right that we lose track of the big picture. Because ultimately, sometimes it's not just about being right, it's about being together. Working together towards a goal. May not always work, but we're together. Sometimes with trust, we think the outside world can't see it. But I think otherwise. Because we've had those instances where maybe you walk into a restaurant for the first time, and after a few minutes you notice that these people, they do not get along. They do not like each other. There's no trust here. And I think we've had those instances where someone let us down. And we remembered that. And it affects our performance. It affects the culture of the organization. So what can we do? Trust doesn't change overnight, but it can change overnight for you. Because are you going to be one of those people that others can look to and say, I've got you? You're going to be the type of person who's going to be dependable, who can be there when others need. When you face a challenge, you know they're there. Your success is their success. And it goes both ways. If you can start on that, it can make a big difference. And let's maybe think about it a different way, because let's go back to my impressive ballet demonstration. What if that ballerina who is trying to reach new heights, what if she represents people who are looking to connect with the state of Maryland through the many experiences that you offer them? They are trying to get to new heights, and they want to count on you being there. I've got you.